Thank you, everyone. It's Monday, March 10th, 2025, and time for our regularly scheduled city council meeting. Clerk, certify the meeting notice, please.
This meeting has been noticed in accordance with Idaho Code 74-204.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Jacobs.
Here.
Councilmember Page.
Here.
Councilmember Rasmussen.
Here.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item C is changes to the agenda. Council, I'm interested in a motion to pull item G1 off the agenda at the request of the applicant.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? And I skipped an item. I'll go back and get it just a minute. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. There's no consent item on the agenda tonight. F1 is the Development Services Department Notice of Decision. Councilmember Page.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, does anyone need to pull a decision item off for further review?
No. No.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for skipping that. It's 2 meetings in a row I've skipped something. Not that I'm keeping score. Item G2 is resolution 1200-25. This is our Highway District Integrated 5-year work program. We had this on our agenda last time and we held off approving it, giving our chief of police an opportunity to weigh in. He's done that. I've given a copy of his comments to you all. My recommendation is if you approve the plan with the understanding that it's changing every year and the likelihood that it's going to change significantly with any construction in the next 12 months is not highly likely. But if you decide to approve it, I would recommend that we attach Chief Stambaugh's comments as an addendum to the approval. So with that, Councilmember Rasmussen, you had a couple of questions or comments or?
Well, I guess just some comments.
And we have Rebecca on the call, so feel free to engage her if you want to.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So I read the chief's memo here very quickly, and I guess I just wanted to throw my general 2 cents in on how our rights of way are used. And so the chief makes a very strong point as he works to ensure the community is adequately served when police services are needed. And he talks about that with the Adams plan. So with that in mind, I just think generally speaking over, the years that I think roadway agencies have done a disservice to some taxpayers by primarily focusing on how best to move cars, not as much the movement of people. So I think ACHD is trying to acknowledge that and change course. If I'm not mistaken, ACHD receives about 1/3 of its revenue from property taxes. And granted, a large majority of these taxpayers are car users, certainly. But some property taxpayers either can't, won't, or don't own cars and use other means to get around. And I believe the share is in fact growing. I think our highly trafficked Greenbelt is proof of that people are using other means to get where they need to go when they can. Granted, we're still a community that relies on cars by far. I'm not suggesting that that's not the case. I just think road agencies historically have supplied insufficient safe space for alternative modes of transportation and busier rights of way. Some might say, well, they're already bike lanes on most collectors and arterials, and that's definitely true. But the missing piece is that these spaces are objectively not safe for alternative modes. I'm pretty sure most people that want to buy their scooter or whatever will avoid roads like Chinden, State, and even Adams due to risk of serious accidents with motor vehicles. I think the installation of safe infrastructure for alternative modes would encourage more people to use them and potentially relieve traffic, potentially. So, and I think the Greenbelt again is sort of evidence of the growing trend. Personally, if I had a pre-driving age child, I know I would not send them out on their bikes on any of our busier roads. But I would be far less worried about sending them off down the Greenbelt if I knew they would stay there. So ultimately, I think we could serve all our taxpayers better if we work to make our busier roads a little more multimodal and safer for all ways of getting around. Admittedly, though, I don't know what roadway cross-section solutions could even look like. But I also completely understand the chief's concerns. He's concerned about serving the public when somebody calls for police services, and I completely respect and understand that. But I just hope there's a way to collaborate through some of these difficult considerations to modernize our scarce roadway space. So, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Councilmember Rasmussen. And as I recall from our last meeting, Rebecca, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, Rebecca's got her hand up. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Hi there. Thanks for having me today, Mr. Mayor and council members. Can you hear me all right?
We can.
Okay, great. I have a new work from home setup and I'm not quite able to share video yet, but as long as you can hear me, that's good. I did want to clarify that the Allworth and Adams, which is proposed to be your agency's #1 project, that one is to begin as a concept study. So in that concept study, we will be highly engaged with the community, the immediate surrounding community. We will pull in a member from the city. We will get all kinds of feedback from the chief of staff, of course, who's making the concerns, which are valid concerns. And this is exactly why we do those concept studies, is because there's a lot of different ways that improvements can be made. And we want to make sure that the improvements are going to work for everyone involved. So that being said, with that kicking off as a concept study before it kicks off as design, all of those concerns that you have mentioned will definitely address. Typically concept studies have, I would say 1 to 2 public outreach events where we go out to the public, and we have in-person events where we show plans, we get feedback, we bring that back to our commission about the what the public is asking for, as well as the city. So it is a joint effort, and that's why we want to kick this one off as a concept study.
Great. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. And from our last meeting, there's a commitment to include our police department in those discussions. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely correct. Yep, I will relay that information to the PM that is getting ready to kick this project off for sure.
Okay, great. And you haven't seen the comments I referenced earlier, Rebecca, but we will, if the council approves the 5-year work plan, the police department comments will come as an addendum to that, so you'll have an opportunity to see it.
Yes, absolutely. That would be great.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Rasmussen, do you want a copy of that to go with?
That's
what you
I was
said?
gonna ask about that. too.
Absolutely. If you
So,
wanna, if you,
I'll send it to Lisa. Is
yeah,
that
if
the
you'll,
thing to do?
if you'll send it to the clerk, we will certainly pass that along. Whether you approve the 5-year work plan or not, we'll send it along. Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
I appreciate it.
all
Thank
right,
you.
all right. Any other comments or discussion? Okay, what's the pleasure of the council on resolution 1200-25?
Mr. Mayor, I would approve or would have moved to approve resolution 1200-25. It's a resolution of the Garden City Council adopting the 2024 Garden City request to be included in the Ada County Highway District and an integrated 5-year work plan and providing an effective date.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing the clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Yes.
Councilmember Page?
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you, Rebecca. And council, that concludes the official business on our agenda tonight. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
Do I have a second? Second. And a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We stand adjourned. See you soon, James.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for having me, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you for coming or joining us, Rebecca. Bob, call me next time you're in town.